look at me like I'm crazy when I shut my feelings out. You look at me like I'm different, still you stay 'cause
This is my ideal morning: Barnes & Noble book haul and an iced vanilla latte from Nordstrom's. Obsessed. Hey guys, my name is Quori-Tyler, aka QT, aka Books with QT, and in today's video I'm going to only read fantasy books for a week. So in the last year I've really gotten into fantasy. I started with ACOTAR series and I'm absolutely obsessed with that. I'm currently in the middle of the Throne of Glass series and I've read some one-off fantasy books, but I think it's time for me to really dive in and claim my romance fantasy stan card. So I went to Barnes & Noble and I got all of the popular TikTok romantasy books. Well, first I got a coffee cake muffin. I got Powerless because if you're on TikTok, you know that Powerless is one of the most popular fantasy books of the time right now. Actually, it already has its second book out in the series. I heard that one wasn't as good, but Powerless people seem to be obsessed with, and I'm ready for a good read, so I'm excited to read this. I fear I got the wrong book. You guys, I got the wrong book. I'm so upset. I'm gonna keep this, but I'm going to end up getting the actual book that I meant to get. This is Renegades, which I have heard a lot about, but this book looks so similar to Legendborn, which I'll put on the screen right here. This is the actual book that I meant to get. I really want to read Legendborn in this reading vlog, not necessarily the Renegades. If I get to it, I get to it, but I'm not. Legendborn is the one that I've been wanting to read because it's a black fantasy book and I really want to read that. So I'm actually not going to read this book, but this is a popular like YA fantasy book and I'm so mad I got the wrong one. Okay, and the last book I'll try to get to in this week is Heir of Fire. I am on the Throne of Glass series and I'm on the 4th book finally. It has taken me a while to get here because I read about one Throne of Glass book a month because I honestly have not been loving this series as much as I liked ACOTAR. But I will say I read Assassin's Blade 3rd and the last little novella of Assassin's Blade really got me into the series and into Selena's character. So I'm excited to get back to the present time because Assassin's Blade was the prequel and see what happens next. So Heir of Fire, I'm excited to get to this one. Okay, so this is kind of the TBR minus this. Replace this with Legendborn. I'm excited to get into more fantasy books. I'm really excited to do Powerless. So I think I'm gonna start there so that we start off with a bang.
doesn't mean I don't need you. I fell in love with your colors. They kind of tell me what I'm thinking. I fell in love with the way we are and the way we lose it. There's something different about us and the reason why we stay. We fly around like paper.
Okay, so it's been quite a while since I filmed for this specific vlog. About a month. Life has been crazy. No, but I have not read a book all month. I started Powerless at the beginning of this video and I finally finished Powerless, but I basically didn't read a book in the last month. And I've just been in a bad slump where like I don't care about reading. I'm just watching TV, or you know what I've really been into? Like on my phone, I do all of the New York Times games every day. So I do Wordle, the crossword, which takes me like all freaking day, connections, all the stuff. Like I'm just playing a bunch of games on New York Times, which is crazy to say, but that's what like takes up a lot of my time that I usually spend reading. Also, I'm in Palm Springs, which I probably before posting this video, I'm posting my Palm Springs vlog, so you'll see all of that. But basically me, my mom, and my little sister are in Palm Springs for a month. We're staying at this beautiful house, absolutely love it. It's so fun. It's a nice like relax and reset kind of vibe. But now that I'm here, back to reading. Proud to report that I finished Powerless. I gave this book a 4-star and it's a solid 4. It's not like a 4.5, it's not a 3.5, it's a solid 4. I really enjoyed it. There's a lot of hype around this book and I definitely understand the hype, but I don't think it's a like automatic 5-star read for me necessarily. But the writing in here is really beautiful. The reason I gave it 4-star instead of 5 is because there was just something I was missing from it, and also it felt like sometimes the writing was trying to tell us something, but it was being too blatant about it. So let's say the guy says to the girl, "You are my rose," and then maybe in like 10 more chapters he says, "You are my rose" again. And instead of, as the reader, us being like, "Oh my gosh, he said that to her the first day that they met," she says it in the book. It's like, in quotes, "You are my rose. This is the same thing that he told me on the first day." It's like, we know because we saw that in the beginning. So I'm sorry, I'm like going off on a tangent about this. I didn't hate that, but that's why it wasn't a 5-star for me, because it felt like she was just trying to point out some obvious things. I enjoy when I figure it out in my own head, maybe a little bit more of the book. I love the fantasy aspect, love the romance, very Hunger Games-esque. I'm not a huge Hunger Games girly, but I liked this. Strong start to our fantasy genre binge. And now I've moved on to reading something on my Kindle. This is the book I meant to buy at Barnes & Noble, Legendborn by people. Say hi, people. So I'm currently reading Legendborn by Tracy Dion. I started listening to the audiobook earlier when I was going on my drive to get coffee in the morning. Eating it up, absolutely obsessed. Like, the writing is so beautiful. I like how there's kind of like a deeper, bigger story than just the fantasy of it all. Like, it feels a little more real. It's a pretty big book. It's like 550 pages, I think, or something like that. But I'm finally feeling back in the mood to read and like just sit here and binge books. Tomorrow I have absolutely nothing on my plate except for a little editing. So I'm gonna really use tomorrow to get through this book. I think I'll do one more fantasy book for this vlog just because I kind of want it to get done. I was planning to probably maybe do 4, but now that it's taking me so long, I'm like, I just want to finish this and get to my next reading vlog, because I'm feeling very inspired with YouTube. Haven't posted in a long time, but I'm feeling really inspired and really like excited and motivated to post more reading content. So I'm just excited to be back in it, and I'm gonna stay consistent, and it's gonna be great, and I'm so excited. Let's go read Legendborn. I'll update you once I have something to update you about.
To your eyes, I see we're out of time.
Hi, so first of all, yes, my hair does look crazy because I just got out the shower and I blow dried it. I've been, while I was washing my hair and blow drying it and everything, I was listening to Legendborn on audiobook. I'm living for a little while and read it on my Kindle. I'm at chapter 9, absolutely loving vibes so far. This book is incredible. It's keeping me on the edge of my seat. Our main character is discovering her powers for the first time, and just discovering the fact that she has them, and there's like other people around her college that she's also figuring out has them. So it's cool because we, like her, are trying to figure out what's really going on and like the secret society of it all. I'm getting that mystery aspect as well as fantasy. Alani knew over ice? You might have just done something girly.
I guess no one's to blame, nobody crossed the line. I guess we couldn't see, somehow we couldn't feel. Maybe we rose too fast, maybe we got too high. But I remember days I wonder we were always gonna.
Guys, I'm at Barnes & Noble filming some other videos, but I found Legendborn. Whenever I find a book that I really like that I don't have a physical copy of, I get so excited to like see it in the flesh. Oh my gosh, something sad just happened. That was really sad. I didn't like that. Hey guys, I'm back at the pool. It's the next day. Back to reading. All this morning and like a little bit this afternoon I was editing vlogs, so I haven't really read anything today, but I'm at 59% in the book. You know when like you get to halfway point of a book and it kind of like slums down for a second, then it really picks up? I think we're getting to the part where it really picks up, but it has slowed down a little bit. But I will say the first like 45% I was hanging on every last word that I was reading. 4 hours and 50 minutes left in the book. It's currently 2:50, so let's see. Okay, I think I'll finish by tonight, honestly. This is where I am right now. I don't want to go too deep. Oh, okay. Bring in the gang. There we go. See how I moved my stuff to the other side of the pool? Very demure, very cutesy. I don't get my things wet. Tears. I hate reading at night because I always cry. I get so much. This is destroying me right now. Okay, hi, update. I'm reading Divine Rivals. I decided to read Divine Rivals instead of Air of Fire because I was watching some TikToks about Air of Fire to kind of get me in the mood and get me like excited to read it. And every single TikTok was people saying that it was like the worst book of the series. They absolutely hate it. The series gets so much better after that. And so I was like, you know what? I'm not ready to be in a reading slump right now. And it's also 500 pages. So I wanted like a quicker fantasy read to end this video off with. And Divine Rivals was there for me. Reading it on my Kindle now, I'm already really liking it and I want the physical copy of it because I love the cover. So I ordered it on Amazon. Should get here by later today, but I'm already 18% in. And I just got to one of the cutest parts ever. I'm obsessed with our two main characters, Ronan and Iris. I was like, what's her name? So these two characters work together and Iris is about to go to lunch and have sandwiches. And she tells him that, like, if you want to meet me at the park and have a sandwich with me, I know you hate sandwiches, but if you want to come, like, have lunch with me, basically. And then he says this, I don't hate sandwiches, he says, and he sounded more like his old self. You dislike them, though, Iris stated. I'm simply too busy for them. They're a distraction, and distractions can be dangerous. The lift door opened. Iris stepped inside, turning to look at him. A smile teased her lips. So I've heard, Kit, sandwiches are quite troublesome these days. She suddenly has no idea what they were discussing. If it truly was about sandwiches or about her or about how he regarded her or about this tentative moment they were sharing. I just thought that was so cute. They're talking about sandwiches, but it's really like about them. Obsessed. Okay, you guys, my book came. I haven't really read any more of it today because I was playing Duck Duck Goose, Goose Goose Duck, I think it's called actually, with some of the Rapa's podcast people, but gonna eat something and then get back to reading it. So now I can read the physical copy of it. Oh, I also got this like adapter thing that I needed. I love this cover. I've loved it for a while. I always wanted to get it just for the cover. I don't even care about reading it, but now I'm excited I'm reading it because it's so good. Oh my gosh, it's like all torn up around the thing. That's annoying, but it's okay. Cute. Oh my gosh, that is so pretty. Dear Iris, it says, I'll cry. Okay, I gotta get to reading. Hey girlies, okay, I'm coming here to end this video. This has been taking place over a long period of time, almost the whole summer it feels like, but I've been filming so many videos in between this that like I just keep coming back to this one, but I need to finally put an end on this so I can post it for you guys. But let's talk about the 3 books I read, general discussion about how I felt about them. So first book I read was Powerless. I feel like I gave you guys most of my thoughts on that one. I did really enjoy it. I don't think it should be as hyped as it was. It was a solid like 4-star for me. I would even say maybe 3.5, but the ending was pretty intriguing and it makes me want to read the next book, so that's why I gave it a 4-star. But there was just something in it that was lacking. I think I didn't feel like this emotional pull to the characters as much as I wanted to, and I'm not quite sure why. But I will give the second book a try. It's just not something I'm like hopping on to get to. Up next, I read Legendborn, which, oh my gosh, that book was so good. I forgot how many stars I gave it. Now thinking about it, it was probably like a 4.5 star for me. Not quite a 5-star. Was it a 5-star? Like kind of, I think about it often. I don't know, but I really enjoyed that book. I think this was the first time I ever read a fantasy where it was based in like real time and in real life. I know Crescent City by Sarah J. Maas is similar to that, but that was interesting to me. Previously, when I heard about like Crescent City and books like this, I was like, I don't know if I love that because I don't like dystopian kind of books. But I feel like this one was done perfectly. I loved the like family aspect of it, kind of how things were intertwined. It felt like very emotional to me. It was a lot sadder than I expected. I felt like I could relate to the character a little bit, maybe because she was a Black girl. I love reading a Black girl in a fantasy. That was fun. That was my first time reading that. Yeah, I really enjoyed this book. I can't wait to continue on in the series. This is one where I'll probably pick up the second book of this one before I do the one of Powerless. So take with that what you will. And then the third book that I read was Divine Rivals. Now this one, I really enjoyed Divine Rivals. After reading Powerless, I was like, I don't know if I'm gonna love Divine Rivals because it's put in a similar bucket of Powerless where people on TikTok are just like obsessed with this book. They live and breathe for it, die for it. And honestly, I understand. Divine Rivals was really cool because it was almost like this historic fantasy, but it wasn't based in real history. It was like they were at war, but it was a war of gods, not like an actual war like World War II or something that was happening. You can kind of imagine what the world was looking like based on what we know about our actual history. So that was really fun. It made me feel like smart reading it, kind of, because it felt like I was reading some kind of historical fiction, even though it wasn't. And like the letters were beautiful, like the love story was great. I do love, like, I'm a sucker for a good love story, so as soon as you have that in any kind of book, you got me. The way that Divine Rivals ended, I was like, you're kidding me, we're gonna stop right here? We need to keep going. I can't imagine if I had to wait like another year to read that book. Overall, I think I had a good little time reading some fantasy books. It got me really into the fall mood. It got me into the mindset of fall and getting excited for fantasy books and stuff like that. I did not get to the 4th book of Throne of Glass, Heir of Fire, which I told you guys I might have gotten to in the beginning of this video, but that's okay. It's because a lot of people were saying it's not that good and I didn't want to be in a reading slump, but I'm going to get into it because I'm so excited to finally get to Queen of Shadows. Queen of Shadows is where people say this whole series just takes a turn and becomes the best series you've ever read. Can't believe I'm 4 books into a series that I don't like and I'm still going on with it, but here we are. All right, that's all she wrote. I will see you guys in my next video, which is going to be a book video, ultimate book video kind of vibes. That one also is already edited. I just have to add the final part. So you guys will see that soon. And I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.
먼지투성이 hands are trembling right now.